noise for the voices of Blitz, Stolas, and Moxxie. Make some noise. Help me welcome Brandon Rogers, Bryce Pinkham, and the legendary Richard Horvitz. Richard, right here, Richard.
Hello.
Hi.
Hoot, hoot.
Hoot, hoot, hoot.
Welcome, welcome. You know, Brandon, yesterday during this, we had a Hazbin Hotel panel, and there was somebody who crashed the panel who looks very strikingly similar to you. You know anything about this?
It's not crashing when you're supposed to be there, is it?
Hey. You are Katie Killjoy.
I am. Check the tits.
How are these,
Mic drop a little late.
how are these great fans of Columbus been treating you all weekend?
Fantastic.
Excellent. Kindly.
You know, one thing, especially that I have the three of you on stage, is that the three of you come from very different backgrounds. And
Well, no, there we are. We're on the same background. There's me.
We actually all came from over there, so yeah.
Yeah.
We're all on the same.
Yeah.
I think you're the one that's on
Yeah,
a different
you're for
background.
that. You're the different-
You don't have a background.
You have a background.
No, he doesn't have a backstory.
Oh, no, backstory. That's different.
I had a foreground once.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
I had a playground once.
I heard, yes, and we all have or had a foreskin once.
I've got 10.
You have 10 skins? That's why they called you 10 Skin Dick
10 skin-
Horvitz.
Yeah, that's me.
Ah.
Yeah.
How much skin you got?
It's PG, right?
It
this
is
panel.
PG.
Yeah, good.
I mean,
Oh,
For pretty
question.
good.
pretty
Yeah.
good. Pretty gay.
Pretty gay.
And it really works for this show with so many different styles coming into this. But why do you guys think that, from traditional animation voices to Broadway to Brandon, you are the most eccentric, eclectic individual who I've ever met, and I absolutely adore you.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God, you're eccentric and adorable as well.
But you don't necessarily have that, the Broadway classical training, but it still flows along so well with the entire cast. Why, with all the different backgrounds of the cast, do you think that it does flow so well?
My answer is because we all know how to play pretend.
Yeah.
So if you're playing pretend on Broadway, or you're playing pretend on YouTube, or you're playing pretend in the booth, we're just playing. I'm playing pretend fully.
And also, I'll speak on Brandon's behalf because, Brandon's a creator. He makes things. He's backstage editing his own videos. Like, that's not something I have to do on Broadway. So he knows story, he knows comedy, he knows jokes, as you can see. And there's something about the generator of this project is running off of spirits like his. And I think when you come to the table and realize, oh, this is a booth, a team where we make this together, it brings out the best in you, I feel, because you feel like
Almost my best.
it brings out almost the best in
Just
all of
almost,
us. I think because it's so, because I didn't know either of these two gentlemen before we started on this project personally. I knew their work, but that's a great melting pot for something special to happen. And I agree with you. It's because of all our different strengths that something undeniably like crazy and cool is happening.
Yeah, I just want to say I want to speak for Richard and Bryce
Thank
if
you.
I can. Yeah, I think we all even though we all have different backgrounds and our talents are different versions of entertainment. We're like different sections in Disneyland, you know? It's like the park works as a whole, but like certain sections, like I would say Richard is one of the sections that's kind of connected to a few of the outer sections, because Richard has such an extensive background in entertainment. I'm like the Star Wars land or somewhere in the outer reaches of the park, but Richard's kind of like Norland Square, where you kind of, a lot of other lands are connected to him.
Right.
And you're
I
like
like
the
that
and you're
analogy.
like the creature feature, the critter, the cunty critter.
Yeah.
And
I'm like the Carnation Square. The
Carnation Square,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
anyway, I just think we all. I mean, that's why it's such a special thing. A lot of shows are comprised of a cast of like-minded or like-backgrounded people, and I think we make something so cohesive coming from such different backgrounds. And it's also just, a big product of Viv being so eclectic. If you go to her house, she has artwork from like it's like a museum of pop culture everywhere. And so, like, for someone who loves so much of pop culture to make their own product, of course, it's going to be this very multifaceted behemoth that we made. Yeah.
So what? Speaking of, what is a writing session like? Is it something where you lay out the foundation and then throw in the punchlines later? Is it you just trying to make each other laugh at that moment?
Kind of. I mean, we all have a very similar sense of humor. We try to keep it as casual as possible. Season 1 was written in a diner. It was just me and Viv in a diner, and then Adam came halfway through, and we just were spitballing ideas with some coffee and chicken nuggies, and then
And people were complaining because they were getting spit on
yeah.
with their spitballs.
Well, we just like to spit. Well, because
PG.
in the Helliverse we don't swallow.
PG.
I think what you mean is ideas need lubrication.
Yes, that's
You
what we
want
were getting at.
But
to,
Yeah.
it's
to
funny 'cause
lube that creative track.
Now we have a campus, like a headquarters in LA, and they've remodeled part of this building to replicate the IMP office. I don't know if I just was, and we've been having our writing sessions in the conference room from the show. Everything to like the lighting fixtures on the walls to the whiteboard that does this. It's like a replica.
Viv's dad did that.
Yeah, Viv's dad
yeah.
did that, and so that's where we write the show now, is in the conference room.
Can't afford a billboard, sir.
Yeah. But we can afford a whiteboard, and it does that.
That's true.
Yes. So
Excuse
don't
me.
applaud. It's
Excuse
a
me.
room.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Uh-oh,
I'm sorry,
uh-oh.
guys. No, sorry.
Uh-oh.
No, guys. This is not. That's not.
You
guys,
are
this
not
is-
in
no,
Helluva Boss.
No, guys, this
No.
is serious, guys.
This is not a panel
guys,
for ugly
this is-
people. No.
This is guys. This is serious. I know,
Yeah,
ha ha
yes,
ha. But
yes.
seriously,
We
I just wanna-
recognize the
I just
gentleman.
wanna-
Yeah.
I just want to talk about what happened yesterday, Brandon. I'm not, and with all respect to Bryce and Richard Horvitz, I just Brandon. No, now Brandon, I know you, right? I know you. I
don't know
I get
shit.
your whole thing, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with who you are. You know, we get it. But this is Christian's first convention, okay? Okay?
Christian.
And when you crashed our panel yesterday, Christian was terrified.
Christian,
He-
don't
look at
listen
him.
to Amir.
Look
This
at
is
him.
like
Look at his face.
Christian, you
He
are
was
Harry Potter. Do not
terrified.
join Malfoy. Look at Malfoy and his
He
little
was-
goon.
He didn't know who you were, right? Like, I know you. Blake knows you, but he has
I
no
know
idea.
Christian Boyhole better than
No,
you.
listen.
And
He doesn't know. Why would he know you? You play a bit part,
I-
little. No one cares about Kitty Killjoy.
Katie Killjoy is two big
And-
bits.
and-
Thank you very
okay.
much.
And Christian doesn't even have YouTube, so he doesn't know your whole thing. So you owe him an apology.
He doesn't have YouTube.
No.
He doesn't subscribe to
No,
YouTube.
no, and he was telling me, and he held it together, but
Yeah.
he didn't know it was Pride Weekend. He didn't know if you were some kind of gay terrorist or
Yeah.
something.
He's a professional.
But
You're a professional.
after the fact, he was crying in me and Blake's arms. He was crying. He was
You know what,
so
Amir?
scared.
Why don't you look at this? I'm not wearing underwear. Why don't you? No, everyone else, turn away. Turn away right now. Turn away. All right, Amir, take a look at that.
I'm looking.
Yeah, I grew all three of those for you, motherfucker, for this moment.
I'm so disappointed in you, Brandon.
I'm
I'm mature.
Look,
You're
Christian's
immature.
leaving. Look what you did to Christian. Look what you did.
He
Look
looks
what you did.
elated.
He said he's not going to do any more conventions, and it's your fault, Brandon.
No, he said it's your fault, Amir. He said that you
It's a
stink.
sad day in the Helluverse.
You know what, Amir? I'm gonna enjoy the day you finally go through puberty. Fuck off. God damn it.
This is athleisure.
Athleisure, my ass. That baby dick ain't athleisure, and those nuts.
How
Nuts.
dare you? That's not what you were saying last night, Brandon. Bye. We're leaving.
I love you
No.
more than the brimstone loves the fire.
There is an
Oh,
art.
Amazon's gonna love us.
There is an art to crashing a panel, all right? Now we see how not to do it. Yeah, let's. Who? What was
on
happening?
that note, we're gonna go to questions over here. Hello, you are not Amir, correct?
I was here yesterday when Brandon crashed it. But my question is to all of you. After Millie tells Blitz, Stolas, and Moxxie that she's having a baby
What?
and having
What?
Richard
tell
hasn't
Millie
seen
got
the last
divorced.
episode yet.
What are you talking about?
I said what happened is that Millie was trying to hide her secret to Moxxie so she would tell her other friend that she's having a baby. But if she were to tell Moxxie if she did have a baby that causes Moxxie to file a divorce, how would it affect an IMP? Oh, another thing, Brandon, stop crashing into panels!
I think you're the one crashing this panel. Richard, yes, how do you feel that she's got a little thing in her gut?
I don't know yet. We haven't written the script.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I cannot confirm nor deny my knowledge of this pregnancy.
It's been nice meeting you three this weekend.
nice meeting
Hoot
you.
hoot!
Hoot hoot.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Lily, and well, on the topic of Millie's supposed pregnancy,
What?
well, let's say hypothetically.
Who are you?
I'm so sorry, we haven't fed him.
It's okay, I understand. But if
Who
let's
are
say
you?
if Millie were to have a baby,
What?
I'm gonna get the muzzle, Richard.
What?
if Millie were to have a baby shower, what do you guys think your characters would do for that baby shower?
Get indigestion so I don't have to go. I'm not going to your fucking baby show. Now, what would Blitz do? I don't know. He would get, well, he'd
A little gun.
A little gun for the little baby.
A baby gun.
A gun.
It's probably gonna come out of Millie with a gun.
Yeah, right.
Hold it. Hold it. Nobody move.
I think that Stolas would knit a fabulous little onesie. Thank you. And compose a fabulous little lullaby.
That's the one. That's good.
And you, Blitz?
I'll have my own. I'm gonna be like when I was a teenager and come out with a gun. It was a gay coming out joke. I don't know. I don't like baby showers. I don't support them.
You're against baby showers.
I'm actually against them.
You're anti.
You're against babies.
Yes, I'm
You're
against
against
babies.
That's tomorrow's protest.
Let's just no more babies for 10 years. Let's just skip a generation. One generation. Let's just skip it. And then the all babies will all be cute again.
Thank you so much.
Because they've had time to relax.
Well, we just had
I mean,
time to be away from them.
They've taken some time off, and the
Yeah.
babies will be beautiful again.
Imagine seeing a baby for the first time in a decade. You're like, oh my God, that's a baby.
And on that note, happy Father's Day.
Oh, yeah, happy Father's Day. Yes.
Happy Father's Day, Bryce.
Same to you, Richard.
Thank you, Bryce.
Oh, yeah, they had a real hard time ejaculating.
Yes, it did require that. Both.
Hi, what is your name?
Hi, I'm Cass. This is a question for Brandon and Bryce.
Is that you?
Should I leave?
Is that you jingling?
Should I just?
Oh, my
I also
God.
have-
Oh, you will always know where you are.
kind of seen Stolas and Blitz's relationship develop from, this contract to kind of the more newer episodes where it looks like there might be something more going on. Completely spoiler free. What is your hope for like season 3 and beyond, where your guys' relationship will be going?
Ooh.
It's a trick. It's a trap.
It's a trick. It's a trap.
Well, I'll do this. I'll speak as me and say my
Yes,
hope.
as yourselves.
My hope for both the characters and my hope for characters in stories that I like are that they are given the opportunity in the story to grow, to change, to become better versions of themselves, and also are given the opportunity from us, the viewers, to make mistakes, to learn from those mistakes. We can't all write the story to what we want to have happen, but I hope that for these characters that they continue, because I think we've seen, at least from my point of view, we've seen growth. I hope we have more growth. Do you agree?
Yeah, I will say Viv has more of a hand on the more emotional elements of the show, and I have control over the more comedic elements. And she, so I feel like I can. That's all to say. I feel safe expressing my opinion because my opinion doesn't weigh as heavy as hers in the writing room when it comes to Stolitz. But personally, Stolitz is one of my favorite relationships, probably my favorite relationship on the show.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I checked out. I was thinking of my shoes.
and yeah, I hope they
was
get
looking at your
what's coming
shoes,
to
too.
them. Huh?
I like your shoes.
I have not. Yeah, it's just black and white, Rich. It's
Yeah,
just.
I like them. No, but they're very nice. What do you think
are
the
they
future of
Richie?
your shoes are next season?
I think you're gonna get stepped on
That's
next
okay,
season.
yeah. That's okay.
Anyway, yeah, I hope one of them died. What did I say? One of them. What?
Thank you so much.
But anyway, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Hi, what's your name?
Hello, my name is Kaylee. I have a question that is not related to any of the spoilers of the show, so you can relax for a second. What is the strangest thing that a fan has brought you to sign? Brandon, I'm terrified for your answer.
Butthole. Butthole. Well, but to go when you're signing from cheek to cheek, there's a valley in between, and there's a little.
It was an actual.
What's
butt?
the thing from? Yeah, it was an actual butt, and they shaved their butt, and they said they were gonna get it tattooed, and then on Sunday they came back and
Showed
it
you your
was
butt, showed the butt.
tattooed. Yeah. I've signed up most genitals. I've never signed the shaft of a penis, but I've gotten real close. Butthole, boobs. Ed Bosco. This isn't me, but Ed Bosco. I was next to him one week, and he signed a baby.
I ate a baby.
I signed a truck wheel once. That was weird. Oh, I signed the inside of an actual car once.
Yeah.
Actually,
done
yeah.
cars.
So more automotive
It
for
was
me.
the only way for him to get out of the car was he had to sign it, and then they let him go.
Exactly. It was the back of a cop car, but I did get to sign it.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to know.
There's been years of signing things for me, and so all that minus maybe the butthole. But
Still
I
time.
remember. No, please do not bring your buttholes with you to the table.
Sunday's
Leave your
not over yet.
buttholes at home. One time, Ricky Simons, Gurr from Invader Zim, and people wanted us to sign all sorts of body parts, and eventually Ricky goes, "We're not signing any of your body parts anymore because if you wind up serial killed, we don't want them to think we signed our work."
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
so fair.
So,
Fair enough. Fair
Thank
enough.
you.
Thank
You're
you so much.
Brandon is now on the FBI most wanted
yes,
list.
exactly.
I know.
All that was left was a butthole. With this clue. The body was completely maimed and burned except for the butthole.
It said Brad and Rogers on it.
Yes.
All of the things my poor autograph has had to see go in and out.
Hello, what's your name?
Hi, I'm so sorry about that. My name's Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, Brandon. Hi, Richard. Hi, Bryce.
Hi, Caitlin.
My question for you guys today is back to the baby thing.
What?
If your character had a chance to name Millie's baby, what would they name it?
Okay. As someone who, not so recently, but recently had babies, I would give this advice to
we having a
anyone who has a
stroke?
friend or a family member. Don't offer baby names.
Yeah.
Let the parents choose the baby names. That's my advice.
I want to name the baby Moxiferous Tripping Balls Beach Junior.
Is Tripping Balls a family name?
Yes, we are of the Tripping Balls lineage, yes.
Blitz is not like having babies. He's an I guess he's an adopter, right? He adopted Luna. I don't know. He would have them name it Pussy Turd or something simple. Something sweet.
Something
I
loving.
don't know. Pussy Turd. And it's gender free. It could be anything it wants to be.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hello.
Grr.
Hello.
Hello.
I just want to say, Brandon, I'm happy that you crashed the Hazbin Hotel panel yesterday, and also I'm happy they got their revenge, which was wonderful. And Richard, I'm happy to see you again in
Good to
Columbus.
see you again. Thank you.
Now, here's my question. No baby names, no season 3 thing, but the only thing I want to know, and I know everybody else does too, will we finally see the Envy Ring in season 3?
The Envy Ring.
Yes.
I don't know. Do you know?
I know.
Ooh.
I'm not allowed to say. I can't say anything. Now, Viv actually comes to all these panels. She's in the back, and she's got a sniper. If I get a red dot on my forehead, it's not a bindi.
Jeff
He's
Bezos
watching
is
us
right
all.
up
Jeff
there.
Bezos,
actually.
he's
Yeah,
the one that's holding the sniper now. But anyway, yeah, no, with the Envy Ring, who knows? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll keep my eye out.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
No season 3 stuff, no baby stuff.
No babies.
My question is, if you had to choose a movie or TV series to put your character in, what would it be?
Smash.
Dreamgirls.
Judge Judy.
Thank you.
Hello, what's your name?
Randy.
Hi, Randy.
Happy Father's Day, Stolas from Via.
Thank you, my darling.
My question is, for all of you, what is the favorite song that you've sung and your least favorite song? Because I've seen Bryce just do a complete wide range of songs from rock to ballads to everything. What is everyone's? Because I've only seen Brandon sing once.
It's not an insult. It's true. I only sang once.
Ooh, you only sing once. Ooh.
Why are you mad at me for that? No, I rapped once and sang.
I like Moxxie's Bad Trip, and I also like House of Osmodeus. Those were fun. I don't really have a least favorite. There's the one that we sang that Millie and I did the duet on in when we go to meet Brendan Ragers when we're in LA and we're buying. We played it over the credits, but I really like that song. I wish we had heard the whole thing of that. That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with Richard. There's never a least favorite. There's just, when I look back on the ones we've done so far, I ask myself, what do I remember recording in the booth? Like, what's the memory that stands out? And I think, I've said this before, I think it's either All To You or Mastermind. I remember recording those and being like, and at that point in the making of this show, I knew what we were doing. Like, I knew about the fans and I knew about the show and its popularity, and I felt like, holy shit, this is an amazing song that I get to record. I feel like a pop star in this New York studio recording this with incredible artists in the booth and online listening to me and helping me make this thing that's going to catapult this story into its next season. And so those were just like personally big moments for me as a person who wanted to do this for a living. I remember being the age of a lot of people I see here and thinking, oh, if I could figure out how to make a living doing what I love creatively, I'd have it made, you know? And so those moments in the booth recording those 2 songs, I felt like, holy shit, you know, young Bryce, you figured something out. And as artists too, we have so many moments where we don't feel that. Let's be honest. We have so many moments where we feel rejected and feel like we're not enough and feel like we're a fraud. So when you get those moments where you're like, do you know what? I'm fucking crushing it today.
Yeah.
You gotta hold on to those, and you gotta stick them into a little jar that's only for you, that you open when you need it. And so those are 2 songs that I open when I need, even when I'm singing something now, and I'm like, that fucking sucked, man. I'm done. Come on, we all have those moments. That's the truth, and it's just natural to have those voices. And I go to that little jar, and sometimes I'll even play one of those songs and be like, no, I got this. I can figure this out.
Bryce has a harder job when it comes to the songs than most of us in the show, because there's a rule in musical theater that if a song doesn't propel the story forward, that's the one that can be cut. That's just there's been great musicals that you all know where there's been great songs that have been cut because they don't propel the story. But every one of Bryce's songs propels our story. Whereas the songs that I do and Millie do, those can be taken in or taken out. They're kind of more like ditties. But Bryce has a really hard job because when Bryce first started the show, he was doing a show on Broadway. So he would get out of that show at 10 o'clock at night, run to catch his train back home, and then back in our studio the next morning at 9 a.m. his time. Sometimes we haven't even sent him the full song yet because it wasn't even done yet. So he carries a lot more pressure than most of us when it comes to the songs we do in the show because he's our main balladeer in the show. So I give him mad props because he could do that. He was like tired, but he got that song like that. He would do one full pass. And the writers and the songwriters and I would look and go, geez, he just got the song? Like, yeah, wow, you couldn't tell. That's how amazing Bryce is.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. I'm really hoping this is picking up well enough. This is mostly not to do with the show. If you could give your characters any persona, don't pick the obvious option.
Purple Tiger!
What would it be?
Could you give us some options, please?
It can be just about like literally any animal, any combination of animals, any color, anything.
But it'd have to be our character as this thing.
Your character, like what they would be if they could be any animal and any color.
I would be a centaur.
You kind of already are.
It's just my chest is massive.
Oh, okay. I would be a blitzopus. Yes, I'd have 8 legs and I'd have 8 guns and I'd have one big dick.
Are there avian options?
Yeah, you can be any kind of bird. I know someone who has like a macaw as their character.
Ooh, I'd like to be a not bald eagle.
A hairy eagle.
A hairy eagle.
A haired eagle.
A haired eagle.
Eagle.
Yeah. You're a cross between a herring and an eagle.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you so
you
much.
eat yourself.
I won't tell you which half.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good question.
Hello. Hi, my name is Vera.
Hi, Vera.
Hi. So my question is pertaining to dads. So we all know out of these 3, your dads are not good dads. And we do wonder, what was the pickup line they used to get their wives? Because their wives are very, very beautiful.
Oh, I know what Crimson's pickup line was. Get in the car.
Oh, he was probably just saying, want some money, honey? I don't know. No, she wasn't a whore. Oh, God, why did I say that? She was not a whore. My mother was not a whore.
Lay down, the lineage must continue.
Brandon just wrote the name of his next memoir. My mother was not a whore.
Emphasis on was not a whore.
Was.
Nowadays, it's
Yeah,
a different
guys, yeah.
story.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Hello. Hey, Mr. Horvitz.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I met all
That's a
of you
Brendan
guys.
right there. Hi, Brendan.
Hi.
Hi.
First of all, Mr. Rogers, I thought it was funny that you crashed the Hazbin Hotel panel yesterday.
Oh, Amir didn't think that.
Wow. Before I get to my question, do you want to hear my Moxxie and Stolas impressions?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, Blitzy.
Very good.
Oh, Millie! A human called me a possum. I am not a possum.
Very nice.
Very nice. Don't take my job.
I wanted to ask all of you, how did you get the roles of your characters, and also, what would they think of the Invader Zim and Billy and Mandy characters?
Well, interestingly enough, Vivian Medrano was a huge fan of Invader Zim and Billy and Mandy, and she grew up drawing Zims and stuff, and so she was always a fan of my work. And I always knew when I was doing those shows, at some point there would be someone watching these shows growing up that one day would want to work with me, hopefully. And that was the case. She just offered the part to me through my agent, and I walked in the very first day. If you've seen the behind-the-scenes footage of our pilot, that's literally the first time Brandon and I met.
Oh, wow.
In that moment, that really was our first time. Brandon went like this. Oh!
I knew Richard by voice more at the time, and so walking into the booth, and they send you the list of who else is going to be there, but I didn't even look at that, and I walked in and I heard that voice. This isn't even answering your question. Now I hate Richard.
Yeah. Oh, cannot stand each other.
Can't stand him. Anyway, yeah.
What was your question again? So sorry.
That's how we got our parts.
Sorry.
Oh, how we got our parts.
Yeah.
I had a message on social media from Vivzy Pop saying, I've got this character in a show I'm making that's half based on a character you did on Broadway. Would you audition? And I did. And I said, I know I can't do it as well as the guy on Broadway, but and here we are. So I got lucky.
Thank you. And
thank you, Brendan.
Welcome.
Hello, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Ella. Nice to be here. And I wanted to ask, what do you think your character's favorite dessert is?
Ass.
That's not enough. It has to be actually legally edible food.
Legal.
Humans
Ass
are made
is
of
illegal.
Food. Humans are made of food, however, normalized food options.
Lemon meringue.
Ooh. Rich bitch.
A bunt cake.
Okay.
Something dainty like creme brulee?
Yes.
Ooh, you can't afford that anymore, sorry.
Fair enough. Maybe Blitzy can make it.
I can make it. I can make a lot more than creme brulee. I can make a whole bunt cake, and I got an ass. Yeah. Hi, sorry, Kesha.
Hello.
Okay, so obviously I'm very big into cosplay, but what would your characters cosplay as if they went to a convention like this?
Alexander Hamilton. My name is Alexander Hamilton, and there's a million things I haven't done, but just you wait, just you. When he was 10, his father split full of it.
Okay.
I would cosplay as Brandon Rogers crashing the Hazbin, like with a
Yes.
and then
I would be naked Bryce Pinkham. I would be.
How is that different than regular Bryce?
I'm gonna be wearing blue contacts and I'll just be naked.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
Bryce.
and I'm like and I have to go to the gym a lot because Bryce is in his twunk era right now.
It's an era. It's an era.
it won't last long.
Thank you so much.
Rumor has it Bryce is naked under those clothes.
Richard was naked under the alpha suit.
Yeah, and I wasn't even the one in the suit, so it was really awkward.
You're just naked in the booth.
Yeah, just in the.
The actor's like, "What are you doing in here? This is my
exactly,
suit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this scene. Get out of here, naked Richard."
That's how we came up with I.
Hello. Hi. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Kit, and I was wondering, what is a change you would do to your, like each of your characters, like designs?
I think for Moxxie, what I would change is I would get more songs in the show.
Yeah, I would shorten Blitz's dick.
I would make Stolas taller. I don't know.
he would cancel all the molting season.
Yeah,
you know
yeah, exactly. Permanent feathers.
Permanent feathers.
Feather transplant.
You know they have to pluck those from other areas of your body.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Those were perhaps very immature answers, but what else did you expect?
Thank you so much. Hello.
Hi, my name is Kazi. I was wondering, regarding the plot and or scenes in Helluva Boss, what's something you wish happened in the show instead of what actually happened in the show?
Wow.
I wish Krim got eaten by Imp,
Ooh, that's interesting.
but not the parts of him that you think.
Yeah.
But not the parts that you're
Knowing you, that is probably the parts we're thinking of.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have changed anything. I think that right now everything is what we love is you have to know that one of our favorite things is that we do read a lot of the comments after we put out the episodes. And a lot of the time you just don't know what's coming because a lot of our criticism is why didn't they do this?
Yeah.
We just laugh and laugh and laugh because it's a show. If we did everything right up top, if we knew that Walter White, spoiler alert, was actually Heisenberg, we did. But I mean, if Hank knew that, although I do have a theory that Hank always knew that Walter was Heisenberg. Anyone else think that?
No.
Yeah.
Don't encourage.
No,
we know it's
no,
not true.
No. Yeah.
Hank.
I don't think I'd change anything.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what Richard is saying is part of the dramatic tension of making anything and making a story that's multiple seasons is you don't give everybody what they want right away. Otherwise, okay, good night. And when we get to the end, whenever that is, will everybody be happy with how the plane landed? No, probably not. But I think keeping it in the air as long as possible is part of the artistry of creating a dramatic story. So I wouldn't change anything. I like the tension in the show. Like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Like, that's good. That's good. That's good storytelling.
Thank you. I love you guys.
Thank you.
You too.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Max. I saw all three of you yesterday. I made the imp bracelets.
Yes.
Thank you, Max.
I was wondering what you guys think your character's guilty pleasure song is, or a song that people might not expect that character to enjoy.
Happy birthday, because when he hears that song, that means that presents and food are gonna be coming too, and then him.
All the single ladies?
Yes! No musicals.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. That's it. But anytime I see you out with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry. I wanna die. That's okay.
That half started clapping faster.
Are you? You're now commentating. You've
Yes.
like left the
Well-
building and now you're doing play-by-play.
I can give her there. Yeah. I can say what I can. We can review the panel at the end of it. I
Okay,
think.
like a summary.
We'll
do a
give
sum-
them feedback
Okay.
on how they did as an
Okay,
audience.
excellent. Excellent.
Post-game
Yeah,
analysis?
post-game analysis.
So far, you're a pretty good audience, but let's wait till the end of the show. We'll rank you.
Brandon, I noticed that the first half of the of the panel, people were concerned with projecting their ideas on us. What did you think?
Well, I thought they should have been more concerned with projecting their saliva.
Exactly, yes. Back to you, Bryce.
Thanks for joining us today for this panel. We all know how it went. See you next time.
Hello, so we actually do have about 15 minutes left. We're going to try to get through as many people as possible, try to get through this line. Hello, what is your name?
Ashley.
Hello, Ashley.
Hello. I just wanted to ask if your characters took place of a overlord, who do you think they would take the place of? Also, I would love to hear your impressions of why was there bacon in the soap?
I can't do an impression of that. I can only do it. Grr! Why was there bacon in the soap?
What is what I'm sorry.
I have no idea. I have no
I don't
idea
know,
how to answer. What is your answer to that question?
I feel like Blitz would take over Pride.
Why is that?
Blitz has taken over Pride, darling.
Go check Hot Topic.
You know, I would have to say Moxxie would have to take over Greed because I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Crimson, personally. Yeah.
What do you think for me?
I feel like Stolas would take over Osmodius's realm.
Mm. That sounds nice.
I think Fizz is already doing that.
Oh! He's taking over his realm.
His whole realm.
Yeah. I understand he signed his realm.
I've signed a whole a realm's hole.
A realm's hole.
Yes. I signed a butthole. Were you there? You were there for that earlier. I signed it. Well, cheek to cheek, and
Callback.
there's something in the middle.
Callback.
Yes, you'll know what it is.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, what's your name?
My name is Ethan.
Hi, Ethan. We've met you before, Ethan.
Have.
Good to see you.
I was actually curious if you have ever used music to mentally prepare, like get into your character's headspace for any particular scenes, and if you did, what was it? What style?
No, but I will say that I have used it in other acting moments. I remember a moment in a play where I had to come in and have a really, sort of emotional scene take place, and I'm just an hour before I'm a guy on the street going to work, and so to try to make that transition feel a little more real, I would listen to some, songs that put me in a certain emotional mind state. I think music is really powerful to our brains, obviously. So I think it's for creative people, I think music can definitely put you in a mood, Gabriella. So I don't remember a time that I did it for Stolas, but usually it's because we're doing the music that I'm given is doing that. Do you know what I mean? Do you guys ever use music in your acting work? Preparation?
No, just if I know I have a session and I need to feel up,
Yeah.
I will listen to I'll listen to Hamilton. I'll listen to Jesus Christ Superstar, which is my favorite all-time musical. I was a kid that was, from the time I was raised, I put the radio on first thing in the morning, and back then it was AM radio, so I can only sing in mono right now. But,
Oh my God.
But music is like probably of everything that's really important to me in life. Music is right up there with comedy and music. So music does, exactly as Bryce say, put us all in a mood, And so I don't usually use it if it's like we're doing a serious scene or something. I don't have to do that because I can think of enough. Just the story alone can bring you to that place. Just look at just like their storyline, especially before he does na 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 na. The mother.
Na 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 na. The motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, that story alone, when he gets to that song at the party, just knowing our story will put us in the place we need to go. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi.
I'm Courtney. Truth Seekers is my favorite episode in Helluva Boss. And
Thank you.
I'm just, who would I have to thank for the passive-aggressive coffee order?
Was that Adam? Was that Adam?
That might have been Adam's line. I
might have
certainly
been
did
Adam.
not write that line.
And the only thing I ever remember that because we read the lines because I don't really I can't do the thing, but the things that I like best about it was more Kappa than Chino. I make sure they spell my name right. They usually put Roxy or Foxy. I hate that. But the rest of it, I couldn't recite. So I think it was Adam that did that one.
So.
I think it was Adam.
It sounded like Adam's writing.
Yeah.
Well, you did it perfectly, so
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you ever ordered it? No. Yeah, I've had a lot of people that have ordered it.
Oh no! And with the attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, your coffee's ready.
Hello.
Hi.
My name
Hello.
is Keela.
Hi, Keela.
I wanted to know, as of the state our characters are in at this current moment in time of what we've had released, if they could wish for anything, what would they wish for?
Another 5 seasons.
Yes. In syndication. In syndication. More money and possibly I wish I didn't kill my family. What, you want me to wish I did? You'll be glad I did? Is that what you're saying, Utu? I'm glad they all burned up. No!
You didn't do it on purpose.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. What's your name?
Keela.
I'm sorry, Keela. They're pieces of shit. I'm so sorry. And look at you. You're triggering them. Look at the scarring. Look, they killed their family too, and so have you. And so have. There's a lot of people who killed their family in a circus fire. Look at you. You definitely don't have a mom. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'll show you something. Anyway, that's all I had to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Keela.
This is going in the postmortem.
Hello.
Hello.
Name's Connor, and if
With
your
an
characters-
ER.
Yes.
Yes.
If your characters were gamers, what would their favorite video games be?
Psychonauts.
Fortnite, because you get to kill kids. Grand Theft Auto? You know there's no kids in Grand Theft Auto.
Well, that's what you like. You don't like kids. So.
Oh, I don't like kids. Yes, but in Fortnite you can kill them because there's
got
little 10-year-olds playing, and then you
Got
get
it. Got it. I know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
Anyway, what's that? You killed. They die for free. Yeah, actually, I'll pay the kid.
for free.
Yeah, there you go. Oh God, this is sick. I'm sorry if there's any kids here. You're making them all the kids in the audience go. All right. Yeah.
All the parents in the room have rushed their kids out like 40 minutes ago. Yeah. I don't know the answer. What do you think? Who would you choose? What game would you choose for me?
Roblox.
Probably Guitar Hero.
What?
Guitar Hero, probably. You
Guitar Hero,
You look like the
yes.
kind of guy who'd be into Metallica.
Yes, thank you. Guitar Hero, it is. I'm keeping that. Thank you, Connor.
All right, so we have a little over 5 minutes, so lightning round question to get through. Everyone, hello, what's your name?
My name's Patrick. First time doing the QA here.
Hi, Patrick.
Crushing it.
I have my question is to all you guys here. What are some lines in this show that you felt were like really particularly challenging to memorize or get down?
The good news is we don't have to memorize anything because it's all in front of us. When we have the booth, we have the script right there. And that's, I get asked sometimes, what's the difference between doing it on stage and doing voiceover? That's the difference. The main difference is you don't have to memorize it. You can let it hit you in the moment. As you read it, as I read it, sometimes it's the first time I've read a line. And that makes it really fresh and raw. But your question was about which line was hard to...
Like particularly hard to like really kind of get out there. Like maybe like some tongue twister or something like that, yeah.
Tongue twisters.
Well, the coffee order was definitely a tongue twister.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be your answer.
Brandon and I have like kind of the longest speeches a lot of the time, and so we sometimes like trip over our things all the time.
It's sometimes hard to make them sound natural. You want to get those natural stutters, like make it sound like you're really not saying it for the 10th time in a row. And sometimes making it sound natural can be kind of tough because you do it in 10th take and you're like, now it's sounding like little too structured. Yeah, there is kind of a magic to getting the material fresh. Even if I wrote it, I'll forget about it because we record it like a year later after it's written, and then I'll see it. And it is like reading it for the first time. So,
I actually find the hardest thing to do are the efforts, where you're just making a grunt or a push or you got pushed. And this is where I lean on Richard and all his experience the most. I say, how can I make that, just do it for me and I'll copy it in character. Because it's a real skill to make something, to take something that you're gonna see visually, not be able to see it, and have to match it in sound. You know, we'll do a bunch of different options, but I find that really hard. How do you know what to? Richard always knows what to do. It's like go.
We call Richard the effort king.
Yeah.
Effort king. Effort king.
Effort king.
Because I basically just directed like a video game. So video game efforts are usually okay. We need a small, medium, and large hit. So it becomes now you're being hit, et cetera, et cetera. So I know the animation. A lot of time, Viv or whoever we're working with who's animating that particular episode knows what they need, and they'll say, "Oh, we need more hits because it lasts longer." So that's what I just.
We just recently did an episode, our most recent shoot. I did a scene where Blitz is having to eat a lot of food, and luckily I brought a bunch of snacks with me that day, and so that was a fun way because it's hard to actually make yourself sound like you're eating without actually eating something. Yeah. So I just got to cram a bunch of food in my mouth, and that was fun.
Also, when you're making sex noises, that's one of the most
peanut butter. Peanut butter.
Awkward moments in a professional career when you're like, there's a bunch of people in a room over there listening and watching me do this, and now I'm trying to make owl sex noises.
As one does.
You're wasting your energy if you don't just get a puppy and a spoon of peanut butter and just hold them up to the mic.
Oh,
That's
a
how
good
I call
idea.
my sex noises.
Yeah, just has to be. Give it to a canine.
Yeah, just right there. The bigger the dog, the better, because you can get the
We just
fancier-
have a closet full of dogs.
Yeah.
You out here.
Small, medium, large.
Yeah, small, medium, large.
Bring in the Saint Bernard. We need a big one on this.
A big one. This one needs to climax.
Need a last slobber.
Thank you so much.
Hope we didn't ruin your first question and answer experience.
That is my last time going up there.
Hi, my name is Josh, and I was just wondering if you guys could inherit a skill from your character, what would you pick?
Magic.
Oh, God. Biting size. Blitz, I feel like, can bite really big. I wish I could bite that huge.
Nothing really. I mean, I pretty much am Moxxie, so.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Thank you
so much. Hello.
Hi there, my name is Landon.
Look at this
Hi, Landon.
executive diva.
Yes, slay the gay away.
Slay the gay away.
But anyways, my question for you is, this can be answered in either your personal or character. What would theirs or yours favorite horror or comedy movie be?
I'll answer mine quickly. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I think Blitz would like Sweeney Todd because it's a horror and a comedy.
Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. My favorite. If you haven't seen it, John C. Reilly, watch it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Vicky. With Hazbin and Helluva crossing over finally, which character from Hazbin would you like to see join Imp and why?
Ooh. I think Vaggie would be a badass imp. Yeah, and nifty.
I'd like to see Katie and Blitz kill people together.
I don't know. What do you think?
Personally, I would like to see Alistair. He would probably just join for funsies. No
He would just crash our
would just
panel.
crash it,
He would
yeah.
just crash it.
Exactly.
He's getting quite good at crashing
Yes.
things.
He could just eat my ass.
Uninvited.
All right, so we're just about out of time. So here's what I'm going to do. Everyone in line, I'm going to count to 3, and I need all of you to yell out your questions all at the same time. All right, you guys got it? 1, 2, 3, go.
Thank you.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Mine is a human called me a possum. I am not a possum.
What's my favorite body part? Who was that? I couldn't hear any of those questions. I want a Pyramid. What was your question?
Is this where you thought you'd be?
Well, yes, I bought a fucking ticket to be here, and I'm glad I'm here.
Thanks.
I'm happy to be. And Bryce, you mean next to Bryce? I did everything in my career just to sit on a couch next to Bryce.
Thank you.
What's my favorite line? I eat my. When does Blitz say eat my? He doesn't say that. I don't. I'm sorry, I fucked your husband.
And that's his favorite line.
That was the sound of a fucking
divorce! Yay!
Animate Columbus, please give up for our cast of Helluva Boss. Before we go, we're going to do a gigantic group selfie here, so gather up by the stage, not on the stage, by the stage.